Plus, Anime Matsuri may be out of business next year because Amaranth is teasing hosting a competing convention. Amaranth got really mad at Anime Matsuri because the owner of Anime Matsuri has a Me Too story of his own. And beat the Me Too story, still successful, but people every year, because once you get a Me Too allegation, it doesn't ever go away. It will never. They never leave. They stick with you forever. There will always, if you're sufficiently known, it will stick with you forever. So every year, Anime Matsuri happens, and Anime Matsuri is huge. They're partnered with the city of Houston. You know, they bring 50,000 people into town. They bring a ton of business to the Houston downtown area. It's silly that people are trying to like go after it, but they do every year. Well, this year, people were bitching about it on one of Amouranth's streams. I don't know. Okay, I'm personally find it, maybe you guys don't find it as funny or ironic as I do, but I find it very ironic that the queen of literal sexual exploitation is out here criticizing anybody for a Me Too allegation. Because oof. No, the IV fourth, that was Alinity, and she didn't kill the cat, she just threw it. But yes, Amaranth, who exploits men for millions of dollars a month, that's okay. That's okay. But the allegations, the Me Too allegations, I don't know the exact specifics of the allegations against the owner of Matsuri. His wife has stood by and defended him and said that they're all bullshit. But you know, if you want to look into them, you can. I don't care. But the allegations, as I understand them, are that he may have asked someone a question that someone else found inappropriate. Whatever the hell that means. But yeah, I mean, again, this is Amaranth. Her entire business model is extracting money from children who are masturbating, which I find to be absolutely reprehensible. So, I mean, I'm not saying she can't do it. She can do whatever she wants. Go for it. It's not illegal. But you don't get a moral fucking high ground. You, Michelle, why do men continue to pay for shit like that? I have a theory. I am not I'm not a biologist. I'm not an anthropologist, but I am a bonerologist. Okay. So I have a theory about this, and stick with me on this. Okay. Cause this is going to require a couple steps. Men are genetically, biologically wired to do a couple things. Now, it doesn't mean that all men are good at this. This doesn't mean that all men fulfill this or whatever, but we're wired in a certain way. And that is towards provision and protection. All right. Like we grab the spear and we throw it at the threat. And we've done this forever. Okay. Now that's going away in current year, right? Like that's going away more and more, but forever, that's what we've done. That's what we're expected to do. That's how we do things. Okay. The other thing that we are generally are visual creatures. We identify threats visually. We hyper focus visually on things. There's all sorts of studies that show that men are better at sort of focused vision, and women have better peripheral vision. I don't know if they're valid studies. I just know that they're out there. So, okay, here's what you've got. Men are hypervisual. That visual brings us, that's how we choose mates. A lot of times that's our initial selection criteria. And how we impress mates is by showing off how good we are at providing and protecting. So I think when these chicks get out on the internet, right, and they provide this, they've got their tits sitting there in full view. There's too much cleavage on Twitch. I love breasts. I think they're phenomenal, but there's too much on Twitch. I get like boob overload, and I don't even feel comfortable with it. I don't like it. So, but they have these things sitting out there for everybody to see. And so these guys flood in, and there's a biological response to try and achieve the mate. But and they know they can't, right? They know they can't. But it doesn't matter because it's this short circuit thing where when they do it, when they drop some, $5 onto this pair of imaginary titties, their brain thinks they have done the thing it's supposed to do, and it gives them this little dopamine hit, especially when the titties speak back through the mouth that's hovering above it that no one looks at. And trust me, I know this is true that no one looks up because some of the tits are attached to some hideous fucking creatures, like really gross looking women. But it doesn't matter. Guys still flood in and throw money at these ham beasts. I'm like, what are you doing? But there's just, it's a short circuit. It's embarrassing for men. I mean, it is, but it's exploitative. That's the crazy thing. Like, there's a biological imperative to do the thing. So a lot of guys, like, you have to break them of this. You have to break them of it because they're not there. They're not here. They're not in that frontal lobe. It goes straight past their rational portion of their brain and into the part that just says do thing. And it's horrible to me. I think it's you're never giving away money like that. Well, you're not a man. Like it's they know, like it's different than porn because porn, like they don't think they're paying the women for the porn, right? Like if you go buy a video of Riley Reid getting hollowed out by Mandingo, you don't think you're giving Riley Reid $8. So it doesn't trigger the same thing. But if you go onto Amouranth's stream and you give her $8 and then she writes your name on her arm, you've suddenly gotten the response. Why would you pay to see Riley Reid naked? But see, that's the gimmick. You're paying Amouranth to not see her naked. This is the thing. This is the difference. Guys will not pay money to see Riley Reid naked because they can see her for free, right? You can also see Amouranth in her mostly naked glory for free, just the same, like, but less so. But guys will throw money at Amouranth, and they won't throw money at Riley Reid's pornography. That's the point I'm trying to make. There's a short circuit, and it goes past the rational part of men's brains.